So semester, College DuPage, you start to play there. How many years you play at College DuPage?
I was there for 3. I redshirted 1 year, my first year.
Okay. So you played 2 years there. What was that like?
Man, it was cool, man. First year I came in as a running back, and they were like, we're going to move you to D-line.
Yeah.
So, throughout the course of college, I ended up gaining like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool, man. I played D-line, and I enjoyed it, man. It was like we were like brothers.
Yeah.
Everybody on the team.
You still close with anybody?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people. My best friends came out of there.
Let's go. That's awesome. What was the best part about that program?
Definitely the camaraderie, man.
Yeah.
Everybody being together because it's junior college, man.
Yeah.
And we were no scholarship, so everybody's going through the struggle.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers aren't eating. You know what I'm saying? No meal plans, paying rent. Crazy.
Yeah. Figuring everything out.
Yeah.
Another episode of Adversity Kings. Again, guys, we are putting more emphasis this year onto really just slowing down on the process. I hate saying the quality of our guests, but we are increasing our overall standards in general, investing more money back into the podcast, into our social media and the media company. We're building Adversity Kings. So if you like the footage, you want more footage, you have ideas, or you have individuals you want us to interview, please reach out. So today, special guest, Tony. How do you pronounce your last name?
Williams.
Tony Williams. Yeah. Awesome. And so he was recommended to get on the podcast by Jeremy De La Cruz. Shout out to you, Jeremy.
Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. So first things first, I want to read a little bit about you based off what we got. So you went to WNHS.
Yeah, that's Wheaton North High School.
Wheaton North High School.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to Illinois in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad was an NFL player for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you play for?
Vikings, Bengals, and Jags.
Awesome.
Yep.
Played football, basketball in high school. Played football at College of DuPage. Graduate, earned a scholarship to play D1 ball at Indiana State University. Played there for 2 years. Graduated, had some teams reach out, but then COVID. So we'll talk about that for sure. Came home, now working. Had some opportunities to explore the XFL, but didn't capitalize on those. So let's start with born and raised.
Yeah. So I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, back when my parents were in college, man. My mom was a volleyball player. My dad played football. And we just moved around a lot, man. My dad went to the NFL pretty early.
Yeah.
So we moved. I've lived in like six different states, man.
Where's your parents from?
My dad's from Memphis. And my mom's from up here.
Okay.
She went to Wheaton North.
Okay, awesome. And then so now who are you closest with, mom or dad?
Mom, for sure. Yeah.
Mom. And then what was her childhood like?
Hers was pretty good, man. She had a good upbringing. She grew up in Wheaton, man, single mom, but great upbringing.
Okay. And then
values.
What about your dad?
Yeah, good upbringing as well. Kind of a country dude.
Yeah.
Down
I feel that.
south.
I grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, that's
so
what's up.
we've driven through. I've sold in Memphis, so I've door knocked in
Okay.
Memphis. I've done some work in Memphis. I like some of the rap they got out there. That Key Glock and all that.
Key
You know what I
Glock,
mean?
yeah.
I like and shout out who passed away.
Dolph.
Dolph. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shout out, respect to young Dolph.
Yeah.
And what, dude? Make that weird sound where it's like crickets or something. Because how you not know young Dolph passed away?
No, a couple years ago.
Yeah, what was it?
It's
Year
been
or
like
two
a
ago?
year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
major. They raised the flag to have mass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So your parents met college.
Yeah.
Then they had you born in Memphis. What age did you move up?
Man, so my dad, probably like 1 or 2, man, we moved to Minnesota because he got drafted to the Vikings.
Okay. What position did he play?
D-tackle.
D
defensive
tackle.
line.
And then, so you move up to Minnesota. How far is that from here?
Bro, I couldn't even tell you, man. It's
Okay.
like maybe like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when did you get around? When did you get into the Wheaton area?
I got here back in 2010?
2010.
2010.
And you've been here ever since?
Yep.
Okay. And then did your dad continue to? When did he get out of the league?
He got out in 08?
08?
Yeah.
So are your parents still together?
they're divorced now.
Divorced?
Yeah.
But do they both still stay in Illinois?
No, he's down in Florida.
Down in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, dope. So you get into Wheaton 2010. What's the early years look like for you when you what are you, middle school around that age?
Yeah.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
middle school look like for you?
It was cool, man. It was crazy because everybody else was like already had their friendships.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an adjustment, but I was so used to doing that.
Yeah.
With
So
him
you had to
playing.
figure everything out. So
Yeah.
you start developing new friends and things like that. What was sports like for you? Reacclimating yourself, because sometimes there's already relationships built up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So especially, I feel like it's at the young stage too. When even if you're a better player, there might be, a parent that's cool with the coach or
Yeah.
a coach that's got kids on a team.
Yeah.
So how did that work for you?
Well, yeah, politics are real, man.
Yes.
But I came up here, everybody had already played Little League together, so I was like the new fish in a big pond, you know what I'm saying? So, I dealt with that a little bit, man. But, I mean, honestly, I always could go on my own. So,
yeah. So talent spoke enough for itself where it wasn't even like left to the judges. Like you was like, that's my spot.
Yeah, it was give and take, man.
Yeah.
A little bit of both,
Yeah.
So,
how did your high school team perform?
man, we were good, man. I think we lost 4 games in 4 years.
What class were you guys?
We were 7A, man.
7A. What's the biggest in Illinois?
8.
8. So how would you guys have competed? Like how would you guys have competed against an 8A team?
Depends on the team. There's some teams I think we would have fucked up. But.
Yeah, for sure. So who do you think out of your high school years, who's the best player you played against?
Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson.
In high school.
Where's he play now?
He's on the he just got cut, I think, from the Lions, but he was on the Chargers for a couple years.
What position?
Running back.
Running back?
Yeah.
He was nice?
He was that boy.
Yeah.
He was different.
Did you ever watch I remember watching like the last like crazy high school. I used to watch high school football all the time. It would come up on like ESPN or whatever. I'd find channels. But I remember watching Leonard Fournette in high school.
Yeah.
That dude was
he was too big, man.
way too big. It looked like I was watching like you ever play like My Madden, like you create your own dude. I was like, what the? That doesn't even look legit. You know what I mean? This dude.
He was so big and moving so fast.
Yeah,
ran everybody
bro.
over. He was different, man.
You know who had I don't know how big he was, but he looked like he did some work in high school, especially being out in California. I think it was Najee Harris. I think he did some, and then he played at Alabama too. I think so. I spent first half of my life in Little Rock, Arkansas, and the second half in Pittsburgh. So I like the Cowboys truly, but I do like the Steelers a little bit. Yeah, bro. And what's cool is I didn't realize when I got out of high school, when I got into selling life insurance, the company, our parent company, Globe Life, is the official life insurance company for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's that football right there. So you see the Globe Life and the Cowboys on it. So it's cool because I went to the game the first game Tony Romo got put into. I think it was Drew Bledsoe. I had to have been.
That was
I had to have been like 5 or something, and I was at the old Cowboys Stadium with my dad. My dad was nuts. I think he picked me up in the middle of the night or something, and like, we're going to Dallas. We're gonna watch the game or something the next day. And we went there, watched the game. I think he like met one of his girlfriends. So, my dad was a player, dude. My dad was nuts. I think he was still, I don't know if my mom's watching this, but I think, obviously, they've been together forever, but she knows how he was. And I remember just being at that game, and, like, it was electric. But it's so crazy how small circle the world is, because the next game I went to was the new stadium in the suite. So we got a Globe Life suite, won a company contest for Globe Life, and... I'm in the suite of the Cowboys. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Are they winning the Super Bowl this year?
So I always say yes every year, and then I always back it up with, but then I always get hit with, well, those were all before like 2001. Because I'll be like, they're a top 5 like Super Bowl winning team. Man. Exactly. I'm like, and people be like, that was before you were born. They were all before. I think the last Super Bowl was, I don't know when it was, but I think it was definitely before the 2000s, 2001, I think it was. And so I don't know, man. I feel like they should. I think it's what I don't like about NIL deals, what I love about them, is that I think players get taken advantage of. Like my partner's really good friends with Jim Trussell, and then I was in Greensburg and Jeanette, and that's where Terrell Pryor came out of. And if you know anything about those two, Terrell Pryor, Jim Trussell, the Ohio Buckeye scandal. Yeah. So it's like for what, a couple shirts or something? Today, you got high school quarterbacks getting $1 million offers to go to, one, probably even still be in high school, or 2, just to go play at, like college, and they're 160 pounds still. So it's like, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's crazy, man.
They deserve it, but at the same time, I'm like, I get worried about, football don't feel like what it feels like when you watch the nostalgic games of like 70s, 80s, or, when you watch highlights of like, just getting roughed up and playing as a team. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I gotta backtrack when you said they deserve it. I don't agree with that, man. I just feel like there's a bunch of cold high school players that play everywhere that aren't gonna get those opportunities. Yeah. So I think they go to these big schools. I mean, I think they gotta earn their NIL deal rather than coming in.
I definitely think that the deserve should correspond with earning. Yeah. But what I don't want to see is somebody selling your college jersey, some old white dude making millions off you, and you get nada. And then you blow your Achilles out, lose an NFL opportunity, and it's just
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. And they made millions off you.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. I mean, you know, they push you out the door. Like I remember we would play like Louisville, we played like Kansas for like $500,000, right?
Yeah.
For our program. And I'm telling you, as soon as I was done, it was like I never even talked to the coach.
Don't even exist.
I didn't get shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man.
Don't even exist. It's rare to find. And I know it's all business, but it's rare to find people that truly care about you. You know what I mean? Because people, I put a post up the other day. People will speak to you, communicate to you, and create ideas and fictions about you based off the season they're in their life, and then they want you to bend and act and essentially be a puppet towards their idea or imagination of who you need to be in their life right now. And it's not always, you know, operated out of just pure manipulation, but people can't help it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's simply, to simplify it, it's what can I get out of you? You know what I mean? And like, once that's exhausted, even family, once it's exhausted, then they stop, you know, communicating with you on that basis of like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Genuinely caring.
Yeah, well, people are selfish, man.
and you have to be, because it's how you stay alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? A percentage of it has to be, but finding somebody that has that balance of selfish and selflessness, they always say, you know, I've just seen like the last couple months, 2 or 3 times I've seen this quote where it's like, if you find someone that cares about you, regardless of the benefits that they get from you, you know, make sure you never lose that person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
facts.
So it's like finding someone like, well, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like young dudes, you're probably thinking about like a good girl of like, there's few women out there nowadays. There's many good men, but definitely, no, I'm just playing. But there's on either side of the spectrum, men or women, there's not really good pickings out there, I feel like, right now. But if you find somebody,
gotta keep them.
You gotta keep them.
You gotta cherish that.
Is it Drake or is it Lil Wayne that says? Is it Drake that says one good girl's worth 1,000 bitches?
No, that's
Kanye.
That's
It's Kanye. Why would you say that? It's Kanye. So you. And that's for you young women too. Like one good dude, you might think like, man, he got a little more money over here, and then you jump ship, and that's all he had.
Oh, based off experience, that will fuck you.
Yes.
I know that off experience.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, and it's crazy, and that perspective can be applied to everything, business, sports. It's like, you know, people look, it's like, well, I might have a better deal over there, but man, now you lost the coaching staff you had at the preceding, you know, deal that you were at that cared about you a little more. So now you're at a deal that's like, you're just a prize pony. And if you stop scoring, you stop winning, you stop contributing, you're nothing. You know what I mean? They don't care about
Nothing
you,
to
your
offer.
family, nothing to offer, nothing. Right? So that's nuts. So you're going through high school. Did anything crazy happen in high school that kind of like pivotally changed, like made a massive pivot in your life?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
What all happened?
So I was fucked up in high school, man. I didn't do any schoolwork, man. I used to just walk out of school and go see my girlfriend during the school day. And she went to a rival school. And, bro, I took a visit. And then with my mom, we took an unofficial visit. And then they told her, you know, send the transcripts when you get back.
Yeah.
We send the transcripts. My counselor reaches out to my mom. She's like, I don't even think Tony's going to graduate.
Yeah.
This is why we taking these visits.
Yeah.
So I actually ended up having to do an extra semester of high school at another high school.
Yeah.
And I thought it was done. I thought I wasn't going to play ball.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening. So that was pretty significant for me right there.
And so you end up doing the extra semester, and then what did that transition into? What did that all lead to?
Yeah, so I did the extra semester, and I got my mind right, and I was like, okay, I got to take this shit serious.
Yeah.
So I ended up training real hard because I was like, I'm going to play college ball somewhere. So I ended up training to go play at DuPage, try out at DuPage, ended up making the squad, play running back then. And, they wanted me. They were the only school that I had an opportunity to go to at that point. So.
Let's go. And so let me look at previous episodes, because we had a coach on from College of DuPage.
Yeah, Matt Ron.
Let me see who we had. Did the new podcast upload today?
I'm still working on that.
Still working on that one? Let's see who we had here.
Lars said he thinks it's the Wi-Fi though.
Matt Ron?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, we have Matt Ron on. That dude's huge.
That's my man.
So we had him on. That was a cool podcast from College of DuPage. So semester, College DuPage. You start to play there. How many years you play at College DuPage?
I was there for 3. I redshirted 1 year, my first year.
Okay. So you played 2 years there. What was that like?
Man, it was cool, man. First year I came in as a running back, and they were like, we're going to move you to D-line.
Yeah.
So, throughout the course of college, I ended up gaining like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was cool, man. I played D-line, and I enjoyed it, man. It was like we were like brothers.
Yeah.
Everybody on the team.
You still close with anybody?
Oh, hell yeah. A
Yeah?
lot of people. My best friends came out of there.
Let's go. That's awesome. What was the best part about that program?
Definitely the camaraderie, man.
Yeah.
Everybody being together because it's junior college, man.
Yeah.
And we were no scholarship, so everybody's going through the struggle.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers aren't eating. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? No meal plans, paying rent. It's crazy.
Yeah. Figuring everything out.
Yeah.
And so go from JUCO. Next step is where?
Indiana. I got a scholarship to Indiana State.
Indiana State. And then were you 2 years there or COVID messed that up?
I was 2 years there.
Okay.
2 years there.
So you're 2 years there. What were those 2 years like?
Different, man, because, man, I loved Indiana State, man. I loved it. But when I first got there, I'll never forget the first day I get there, and I'm talking to some of the guys, meet some of the guys, and I'm like, yeah, because, my goal has always been NFL.
Yeah.
I'm talking to one of the cats there, and he's like, man, I don't give a fuck about the NFL. He's like, I'm here for free school.
Yeah.
And that was like an eye-opener for me that, like, I did all this work to get here, and nobody even cares here. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little different. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from them.
Yeah.
Because there was some dogs, and I got some friends that are in the league right now from there. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's a cool perspective to have too, because it's like you'll hear the people. It's like the pessimist looks at the glass half empty, the optimist looks at the glass half full,
Yeah.
and then the opportunist just looks at a glass of water and drinks the sucker. You know what I mean? So it's like it's cool where it's like, man, you got some people where it's like, man, this sucks that I'm in this opportunity or that I'm in this position. And you got the people that are like, man, this is good. I'm gonna make the best I can of it. And then you got people just take action on it. So you think you learn anything, outside of that perspective of like, some people, weren't as appreciative or used it for a different tool. Is there anything else you think
I
you
learned kind of like what we were talking about, man. Sometimes you gotta use opportunities, or I hate to say it, but sometimes even use people.
Yeah.
To get to where you gotta go.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I think people always use people. I think as long as you're transparent with your intentions, there's no reason why you can't. It's the only way to move up in this world. So after Indiana State, what's the next steps in life?
Yeah, so I graduated, and I thought I was playing ball forever, man. And what happened was COVID hit, and so my pro day got canceled. So I had no workout. Couldn't work out. I had some teams, real like lightly reach out to me at that point, but I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I tried to get into Northwestern's pro day, and Pat Fitzgerald was like, man, it's all these laws and all this stuff. Like, I'm just gonna have my Northwestern guys here. So I didn't do any pro day, and then I was just trying to figure shit out, and then I had some teams. I had the Rams reach out to me.
Yeah.
And I ended up working out for Mark
My partner is
Leatherbridge.
cool with the coach there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The head coach
I want to say
McVay.
I want to say I'd have to shoot him a text and ask him.
Yeah.
If we talk again, I'll tell you.
Well, I know
he's coming out this weekend.
I know Coach Eric Henderson from the D line, and then there was a guy named Mark Leatherbridge.
Let me see here. Because they would definitely follow each other.
Now, is your boy? He played ball.
Simon, yeah. So if you look at this, I'm a franchise owner, and it's half and half. So he's half owner, stays out in Pittsburgh. He played D2 at Mercyhurst University in Erie, and did decent. I think he started all 4 years as like a strong safety, and he's like 5'8".
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he
had to be laying some boom. He was not getting
he's mean,
fucked.
dog. He's mean. Bro's cut too, bro. He's 40 years old. He's coming out here to compete jiu-jitsu. We both do jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah.
My boys. I'm like, what are you eating?
Wish I looked like that.
Yeah. I know. I be putting some work in and eating good. So, all right. So, COVID messes everything up. No pro day. What's the next steps?
Yeah, man. So like I said, I worked out for some teams. Worked out for Mark Leatherbridge of the Rams. Coach Henderson, was talking to him, and then it was just limbo, man. I was working at a gym, and an opportunity for the spring league came.
Yeah.
And politics.
Yeah.
And then I just was done for a while.
What about CFL?
Yeah, man. To be honest, man, I pissed away a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm too good. I had a head coach from the Iowa Barnstormers want to sign me, and I was like, nah, I'm going to the league. I'm gonna figure out a way.
Yeah.
On some stupid shit, you know.
Yeah, man. And then does The Rock own
the XFL? Yeah.
XFL?
So then the XFL came out last year, and I was like, my boy, shout out to you, Joel. He convinced me to try out or whatever.
Yeah.
So balled out at the tryout, and then the DC Defenders, Reggie Barlow, invited me to a private workout. Balled out at the private workout, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm getting signed, man.
What were some of your best stats at that?
Man, it was like we did a bunch of one-on-ones, man, and I just remember I hit this guy with an inside jab and came out.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting signed. Didn't get signed.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when I went, it was like they already knew the guys who they wanted already.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm kind of small for my position. So.
Yeah. Well, you're probably mean. So,
Oh yeah.
what about who else? I think the Steelers had Marquise Pouncey as a center.
Yeah.
So he's played on the line, and I think he had to have been like 5'10" or something.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but he was a dog.
Dog.
He was a
you know what I
dog.
mean?
Yeah.
Had that heart. So, don't get signed. You have the day, and then where are we going next?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it was pretty much just like, you know what? I got to start moving into the second phase of my life.
Putting things into perspective.
For real, yeah.
So what did that season start to look like? Where did you start to head? What relationships did you take advantage of to put you to those next seasons?
Man, it was actually pretty cool how I got in my position. So I was working at a gym, and this guy comes up to me one day, and he's like, man, the way you talk to people and the way you're just a hard worker, he was like, you should come apply where I work.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, he works at Verizon. And at first, when he said Verizon, I'm like, I'm not gonna sell no phones. I got a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, it's not. You'll work in the corporate office. I'm like, okay, corporate office. So I applied, got the job, and yeah, man. I mean, if I never worked at that gym, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What gym did you work at?
I was at Planet Fitness in Elgin, man.
Okay. Let's go. Dope.
Yeah.
So you develop your sales skills, which were just happening naturally.
Yeah.
You get the degree. Take advantage of the opportunity. The dude recruits you into Verizon. How long you been there?
I've been there for a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
So, present moment, what all's going on in your life outside of Verizon?
Outside of Verizon?
Yeah, what else
man,
happened?
We're trying to kind of get things moving, man. Right now, I'm looking to buy my first multifamily right now.
Okay.
So
Getting into some real estate then.
Yeah.
Dope. Who do you listen to for real estate mentorship or advice?
Bro, really, so my mom's a realtor. So
Okay.
I'm one of those people who, if you tell me something and you got knowledge, I will. If you're my family,
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
Yeah. I
Which could
respect
fuck
that.
you, but
Yeah.
I trust my mama.
Yeah.
trust
I
her
feel
very
that.
much.
I feel that. So, getting into some real estate, what about anything else going on? Any relationships, anything?
No relationships, man. I got a good team around me, some good people.
Yeah.
I like to work out, train, all that shit.
What was the hardest workouts in football?
Man, when I first went to Indiana State, man, like,
Yeah.
you asking like specifics? What you
Yeah,
asking for?
specifics. Some
Man,
of the things.
I'll never forget. I got there and I didn't have to do the conditioning test, and I thank God. But it fucked me because we did our first for training camp, very first day, and I remember that whole off season before. All I did was lift weights, no running.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm committed to run. So we get out there the first day of practice, and I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
my back was locking
Yeah.
up.
Oh, bro. I went out and did a wrestling practice over at Keegan's place, the Izzy style.
Okay.
Bro, I do jiu-jitsu every day, which I feel like is fucking hard.
Yeah.
And did this wrestling practice for an hour and a half and ended up, I thought I was going to make it, but last 10 minutes I just threw up, dude. Crazy.
That's the worst, right? When
Yeah,
you yak, you're
dude.
just
I'm
like,
just throwing up, looking back, and there's like these fat little kids just still running, and I'm like, what the?
you feel so good after though,
Yeah,
man.
no, I felt great, except I was getting like lapped by these little fat kids. So I was like, but these are athletes, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
Train
yeah.
like,
They've been
so
doing
I'm not
it.
taking away from anything, but I'm just looking. I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm excited to get back. I bought some wrestling shoes. I wrestled a little bit growing up. But,
I was gonna ask you because you kind of look like a
yeah,
bigger guy.
yeah. I wrestled a little bit growing up, and I've been doing jiu-jitsu now for a while. So
Yeah,
the
you ain't play no ball?
2 years. I played up until the 8th grade, and split my thumb on I muffled a punt return.
Oh shit.
So my dad wasn't there, so I didn't have anybody to kind of like stay on me
Yeah.
to be in sports. So I was just messing around. I got expelled actually by my sophomore year. So
for real?
yep, yeah. So
Oh, wow.
after sophomore year, there really isn't any education. I actually was in an HBCU for like 3 days.
Oh, where'd you go?
Philander Smith in Little Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was enrolled in there for like a couple days.
So what happened? You were like, fuck this?
My dad got out of prison, and I tried to rebuild a relationship with him, and I was like, basically, like a couple weeks into the summer of like, oh, he's still nuts, and then by the time the summer was ending, this is probably a month or two out of high school. I'm like, oh God, no, I can't do this again. I was like, you know what I mean? Like this, I was like chasing childhood memories. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
And
I've been there.
so that didn't work out. I unenrolled, if that would be the proper terminology, because I started. I don't know why I was researching like FAFSA, and I was like, oh hell no. I started researching subsidized and unsubsidized loans and like how all this debt accrues, and I'm like, they got me in like common math. What is this degree about? Like I'm about to do nothing and pay thousands of dollars for something that's not going to pay itself off in a respectable amount of time. So I was like, not for me. Dropped out, moved back, didn't get hit with any loan or any debt or anything there. So yeah, that was that. I wanted to be a part of the Qs though. I don't know if you had.
You wanted to be a dog?
Yeah, I wanted to be a dog. I remember
did
asking,
too.
was like, can you be as light skinned as me and be one of them? Because I had never seen like a light. And they were like. One dude I asked in Nebraska like took offense, like, absolutely, there's white dogs. I was like, show me one.
There is.
I was like, you need to show me. I've never seen one, bro.
I got a buddy that tried to do it, man. He was a white boy.
Bro. And what's crazy, I'll know like for the most part, especially when I go to Lifetime, I'll see another brother and like he got the fucking like the burn. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Mistake,
You know what I mean? Like, and like. There's definitely not doing that professional. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking, like, how does that heal?
Man, I saw a guy get the brand. Man, it did not heal for like 5 months. Bro.
Yeah, that shit does not
like,
heal. Because like, so I put a cigar out on like during a party, and I was like, that shit took a while. I'm like, and the cigar is like that big. I'm like, a horseshoe. You know what I mean? Like, how are they letting this shit? Like two, you'll see two. I actually, and the reason I was asking about the hard workouts is because when I first opened an insurance office in Lincoln, Nebraska, when I was just a regional manager, and I opened that for Simon, and that was probably right when COVID hit. When COVID hit, 2020.
Yeah.
So we moved out there December of 2019, and we opened it December 2019, January 2020. 2-3 months later, COVID hits. But I remember meeting this gentleman, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he played the year before. He was a safety at Nebraska, and we connected, met at Canes, and he actually took me and toured the facility, like the field.
Was it dope?
And the locker room was insane, bro. But the weight machines were like there was like metrics, so they could measure how hard your heart rate was like output for like the weight machine. And so like if you didn't like give it your all on every rep, apparently you had to do the rep again. Like I'm like thinking like, damn, dude, I could not imagine lifting weights and someone be like, your heart rate's low. Do it again.
They did not fuck around, man. At State, we used to have to wear these. They almost look like sports bras.
Yeah.
And it's got like some thing in it, and it measures all that.
Yeah.
And so people be like, "I'm doing everything." They're like, "You're not doing shit." So
like, looking at your heart rate here, you got another couple hours. Like, oh hell no, I don't got nothing left. That's crazy, and that really opened my eyes to like how serious football really gets.
Oh yeah.
And that was just at my bad. That was just at the collegiate level. So I can't even imagine like how much further to even take it at the NFL level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got guys like, I was just hanging out. James Harrison was part of Simon. He runs a charity, Steel City Impact, and he'll have some of the Steelers come out. And he was talking about the money that he put into just his personal health. And it's like,
man, it's crazy, man. It is insane, man. Like you hear about LeBron spending $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Or was it $2 million a year on
something insane? Tom Brady, LeBron, and it's like, it makes sense. It's like, I can't imagine as you get older, you probably need to spend more. Because I'm thinking like, I went jet skiing on Monday and like hit my knee off the back of the jet ski. I'm like, there ain't no way. I'd be looking at these guys like wearing no knee pads, and I'm like, there ain't no way you letting somebody like you tackle you and you got no knee pads on and you're playing next Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be like, some of these wide receivers are even like, I feel like some of these linemen like no knee pads or like not even like thigh pads.
Yeah, they don't care, man. But like the thing is, and I'm sure you know from Kagan or even in jiu-jitsu, man, you gotta have a different mindset to want to literally like think about it, man. You running into somebody as fast as you can.
Yeah, see, dude, but like
full speed. You can't be.
I don't know how these 30-year-old dudes are doing that. 40-year-old dudes are doing. I guess Tom Brady, but even even though like I feel like one hit would like you might mess an old man up. But I guess you put in $1 million, and for them to be like, well, they're natty. And I'm like, shit. They must be taking something.
I mean, bro, they take supplements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I took supplements. I never took nothing.
Yeah, but that must be God tier supplements, dude. Jesus must ship them supplements down. Shipping down your vitamin C, dog. Like, what?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, what's the future look like for you, man? What's the vision, the next 5-10 year plan, man?
5-10 years, man. To be real, I try to take everything day by day, but I do know that my biggest goal is to really get going with these properties, man.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, man. I really want to get that going, own some properties, and then just have people paying me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I like about the life insurance. I call it the poor man's real estate because when we sell a policy, we get a percentage of that policy for the life of the policy.
Oh,
just like
dope.
just like real estate. So it's
That's
like
dope.
it's not the upfront work isn't fun, but it's like I haven't necessarily had to sell insurance for the last few years because I sold so hard my first 2-3 years where it's like it just pays.
That's dope.
It just pays itself.
So how's that work? You get it every month?
Yeah, every month. So every 13th to 15th business day of the month, I'll get a fifth paycheck.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that's cool. And so it's like my partner, it's 6 figures plus. He's been doing it for 20 years. And what's cool is like, because getting into real estate costs you money.
Yeah, it does.
But getting into life insurance just costs you time. So that's why I always tell people, like, get into real estate, but get into life insurance because it's just going to cost you time. And you ain't got 50 grand to throw into a property right now. So it's like, that's what I like about that. But so what about, you like any books? You like movies or?
Yeah, man. I got to do better with the reading for sure.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I think, that I got blessed with is starting to read. Right when I first started, like all those are read. These are what I'm working on. Every single one of those is read either physically or audibly, and I'd say 60 to 70% are audibly. And I think a lot of people don't realize because they're like, I don't got the time to physically read, or they just hate physically reading. Like I don't love physically reading, but man, studies show. It's like that shit. The average millionaire reads a book a week. So it's like getting a book in. It's like you can do it audibly. You know what I mean? It's like in a gym. I couldn't lift to reading.
No,
you know
you can
what I mean?
definitely do some cardio.
Cardio, the sauna, the steam. Throw a book on half hour a day. You know what I mean? That adds up. You knock a book out every 2 weeks, half hour a day, and you'd be surprised how much information you retain. Because people are like, how are you retaining information? It's like it's all psychological. It's all in the mind.
You just motivated me, man.
It's all in the mind, bro. Trust me.
I'm gonna try and start reading for sure, man.
Especially because when you're doing business, you're gonna have out of 3 relationships, like people that you meet, people are gonna try to big dog you or like sneak shit in on you, and it's like over time, it's like your football skills. It's like no, somebody's not inside step. I'm not inside stepping you. You know what I mean? That shit ain't happening. Yeah. But over time, if I educate and get reps in, I might be able to start sneak things in on you, or be able to at least have like that football IQ of like, all right, now I've got the business IQ of like when I come across random individuals. Like I remember losing $2 or $4 grand. Like I think roughly like $3 grand when I first started in the insurance business because another dude hit me up and was like, hey, I got another opportunity. I see you're doing well at insurance. You should buy into my energy company. And I give this dude $3 grand and like sign up and like, I'm supposed to get my money back.
Yeah.
And I'm 18, 19, gullible, but not like eligible or intelligent enough to realize like some dude in a snakeskin boots and a suit may not be the best person to listen to. And so that's been a big motivator for me too. Is like I don't like people trying to make me feel stupid. So it's like, and at least not even like telling you like, hey, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So that's a big motivator for me on the reading part. But what about anything? You got any like fun hobbies or shit you like?
Yeah, man, I love fishing, man. I've been fishing a lot lately because it's been nice out.
Do you eat the fish around the area?
No, I'm actually allergic.
Oh, for real? To all fish?
Except tuna, man. But
okay.
I don't go out and catch tuna fish,
Okay, crazy. Like you hate the way it tastes, or you actually legitimately allergic?
No, I'm like allergic.
Oh, okay.
I would die.
Okay, that's a bad allergy. So, bro, we grew up fishing all the time. You know what I mean? Being in Arkansas, catfish, a lot of catfish. A lot of catfish.
Those are fun to catch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Go out with the chicken liver, and we could just go out and fish some old creek or something like that. We get a lot of catfish. But that's something.
On the highway, there's like a bridge.
Just fish.
Y'all still fish?
Nah, I haven't really had the time. I'd love to get back into it, but I want to eat it, and so I don't know like where around here like I can feel comfortable to be like, all right, I'm gonna eat this.
I get you.
But I would I'll catch it if it comes out the water. I'll I'm cool. Bass, any of that. Yeah. I don't know what all you catch.
Bass is my favorite.
Yeah.
Man. I caught me what was that on Saturday? I caught me like a good 10-pound one.
Yeah, that's huge.
Feeling pretty badass.
What do you fish with?
Bro,
Just a regular. Do you do like the push button or you do the duck bill?
oh, duckbill, man.
See, I would do the push button. I ain't even gonna hold anybody. When I get back into fishing, it's the push button. That duck bill be pissing me off. I be getting my finger stuck in there, like line messed up.
Yeah.
Now, do you use live bait or you use
No,
lures?
never. I never use live bait, man. I just feel like
Okay.
they know something's up, man.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could be wrong, man.
See, I be going out there like a kid. I'm going out with worms and a push button.
Yeah.
And a bobber. And
A bobber. Yeah, man. I've been finding a lot of success with the frogs lately, like the little frog bait.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I like those.
Well, now, do you got a boat or?
No, man. No, hopefully get one. Maybe hopefully next year. But,
I was looking up, man. The boats and shit isn't that. I was looking at jet skis, but I imagine you could get something similar.
yeah.
It's not that bad. You know what I mean? Put $1,000 down or something, a couple $100 a month, but I just don't got the time. So it's like
I'm with you on that.
And
I
then-
mean, here you're not gonna be fishing all year.
yeah,
You
you're not
know
be
what I'm
fishing
saying?
all. You're gonna be fishing 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
You know, if that. And then it's like I don't think it's the boat that's probably expensive. It's probably more so you got to find a trailer, place to keep it, maintenance, and then like. How do you get it in the water? You know what I mean? Like my luck, it'd be like a Family Guy episode. You know what I mean? Peter trying to get I'd be had to like, all right, just take the whole fucking car in the water facing forward. You know what I mean? To get this motherfucker in here.
Yeah.
So, you have a favorite movie? I always like to ask people.
Favorite movie? Pulp Fiction, man.
Pulp Fiction.
That's a great fucking movie.
I
man.
love. It's Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Yeah.
That he's a dog. I like a lot of Marvel,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
he's in Secret Invasion and the
Oh, yeah.
Avengers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So he's a dog, bro.
Yeah.
He's a dog. That's one of my top. That's probably my top 20.
Yeah.
So
I like in Pulp Fiction when you seen it, right?
absolutely.
Oh, you
bro.
know, he's like, which wallet is yours? He's like, the one that says bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's
so.
a great ass movie.
Yeah.
What about you? Got a favorite restaurant?
Oh man, I've been going to a lot of the Brazilian steakhouses lately.
You got to go to Chamaguacha.
I've been there. Been
Fire.
there a lot of times.
You like that one more than Fogo?
Yeah.
See, I like it more than Fogo
I
too.
do, yeah.
For some reason, I think it's like it tastes like more like it just the quality of the
Yeah.
meat. And everything tastes better than me.
I think so.
And I
too.
like the cheese bread they got.
Yeah.
That bread they bring out is
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man. I mean, for the most part, man, I'm just like I was saying, man. I'm just trying to figure things out, man.
Yeah.
But you know,
One day at a time.
One day at a time, man.
A really great book I recommend, and it's just a daily reader, is The Daily Stoics.
I have that. I have that book.
Yeah, just crack this thing
I read
over
that
there,
every
bro.
morning.
Yeah, that's the best thing I think. I would tell someone I would read that pretty much over any other book.
Yeah.
Because all these books, at the end of the day, you start reading them, you start realizing 80% of it's just the author's ego. 10 to 20% is like valuable content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People just telling stories, talking shit about I don't care about your dog. I'm trying to like, how can I make more money, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how can we make more money, become a better person?
Yeah,
So
that shit's a big help, man. Helped me
huge
a lot.
help, bro. Putting things into perspective helped me stay calm and just be a better man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the best thing a man can do.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, this was a dope episode. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out Jeremy for hooking me up with you, and then my boy Joel, and that's pretty much it. My boy Wayne.
Let's go.
I actually got a podcast coming out pretty soon.
Let's
man,
go.
so-
Shout out anything you want to shout
Yeah,
out, bro.
man. I'm not gonna say the name yet
Okay.
because we're still in the works of
Yeah.
everything. But look for it this fall. You'll tag me in this or something.
Tag you. Yep.
Tag me.
We'll tag you and reach out. Any tips? We've lost a lot of episodes and botched a bunch of episodes. So
Yeah.
we're coming up on probably 200 gross episodes and probably about
damn.
150 net. Put out there and published.
Yeah.
So the channel's got a couple thousand followers now, and I think we're close to being able to monetize here soon.
Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Initially
that's what's up.
getting that shit to get off. All I can say is, like anything, just don't quit. And
Yeah.
that's the best piece of advice I got.
Yeah, man. We're all about it.
Yeah, dope. All right, Tony. Well, this was fire. Thank
Yeah.
you for everything. Another episode of I think we are the 9,632 best podcasts in the world. So thanks for tuning in. For my full listeners, probably just my mom, thanks for watching all the way through. Let's go. Shout out, Tony. Peace, guys.
Yep.